Hare Krishna. Question from Kaushik Prabhu. What does the Gita say on love? What if we love someone dearly but they are not with us for some ills of our society? And also, what does Gita say for marriages in such cases? Answer: the Bhagavad-gita talks about relationships in two terms, horizontal and vertical. Our vertical relationship is with Krishna, and that is our only eternal relationship. We as souls are eternal, Krishna is eternal, and the relationship between us and Krishna is eternal. Apart from that, there are horizontal relationships which we have with other people in this world. Within those horizontal relationships, also there may be hierarchy. There may be our elders, there may be our people in our generation, there may be people in the younger generation. So this hierarchy is there within, but all of them are horizontal because all of them are souls like us. The Bhagavad Gita's primary focus is on helping us to develop the vertical relationship. That we are all souls who can only be truly happy when we learn to love Krishna. So love is the central teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, but that love is not what is generally talked about in movies and novels. That love is centered on love for Krishna. And now, this doesn't mean that we have to reject all horizontal relationships. It means we have to harmonize the horizontal relationship with the vertical relationship. So, this harmonization was done in the past ages when the Vedic spiritual wisdom was implemented in society through a compatible social structure. That social structure was Varnashram. So within such a social structure, there were people who belonged to particular Varnas. So the Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishya, Shudras. And this Varna system was not based on birth but based on qualification. So generally, when there would be people who would be in the same Varanas, they would generally be compatible because the Varanas are based not just on birth, they are based on qualities. So, Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, as Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Because of this presence of compatibility between people within the same Varanas, the Vedic culture generally encouraged marriages within the same Varanas. So the whole point was not that compatibility was neglected, but compatibility was most facilitated by the arrangement of society in groups which are actually human types, fundamentally human types, based on qualities. Now, in today's society, this structure has still remained, but that structure has become fossilized and corrupted in many ways. Fossilized means it has become static, and corrupted means it has become degraded. So it is now today based not on qualities which would bring about compatibility or which would set a platform for compatibility, but it is based on birth. And moreover, there have been a lot of inter-caste marriages. So therefore, in such situations, it is not necessary, and often it is quite unlikely, that just considerations of caste would be enough in guaranteeing a compatible relationship. So, how do we decide in such situations? Actually, for such times, deciding will require certain challenges which were not there in earlier ages. So, the essential teaching of the Bhagavad Gita is that we make developing our vertical relationship with Krishna the foremost priority. And then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that when we try to devote ourselves to Him, He gives us the intelligence, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, by which we can make choices that will enable us to come to Him. So what these specific choices will be and how they will be implemented, that will vary from person to person, depending on that person's inclinations and that person's advancement. So now within the Krishna consciousness movement, we have we have some systems created like marriage boards, and they try to facilitate devotees who wish to get married to find compatible partners. Now this is based on not just caste considerations. If the potential partners want to look at caste, they can look at caste, but it's primarily based on several other factors: spiritual compatibility, social compatibility, financial compatibility. So in Indian society today, because the fossilized caste structure is still there, so many people take the caste restrictions quite seriously. And in the deference to one's family traditions, if one would like to choose a partner who is within the same caste, then that is up to one's discretion. And if one doesn't wish to do that, then that is also up to one's discretion to a large extent. So in general, the Bhagavad-gita doesn't go into specifics. Its spiritual message is universal, and that spiritual message, how we will apply, that will vary depending on time, place, circumstance. So devotees primarily focus on seeing how they can be best, uh, how can they can have the most compatible matches, and compatible matches are rarely based on just looking only at surface appearances, whether those surface appearances are based on uh, caste considerations as is done in traditional society, or whether they are based on just looks, which is often what is glamorized in movies and novels. So one has to actually think deeply and often consult with mature and trustworthy well-wishers, elders preferably, who can help one guide and make the decision properly. So we should be able to form our horizontal relationships in such a way that they aid us in our vertical relationship. That the relationships with our spouse, with our elder, with our parents, with our children, all these are meant to aid us in developing our vertical relationship. So Bhagavad Gita's essential message is that love, in terms of the vertical relationship with Krishna, is the primary purpose and essence of life. And all other relationships, all other loves need to be subordinated, integrated and harmonized with this ultimate love. Thank you. Hare Krishna.